so excited because we are spreading hope everywhere. So just an FYI, yeah, that's right. There is actually a human under this. I know it looks real, but this is actually our mascot head, I guess you would call it, and her name is Hope. So she is a treasure everywhere we go. And Carolyn found this actually at Wally Mart, if you can believe this. But we thought today we are going to talk about spreading that hope around everywhere we go. And for those of you who are looking to get off the fence and finally do what you want to do with your passion in life and working with horses to help humans, this is the show you want to stay tuned in for.
It's a little hot in there.
Yeah, now you can take it off.
Very good. Okay.
Very, very good. Chop, chop.
So yes, spreading hope. And we're going to talk a little bit about how this career does that for you too. And like you said, getting off the fence piece of it as well to really start making a difference in this world, because we all have that beautiful opportunity too. So we want to take those opportunities every day, and it fills our bucket
every single time we do it.
That's exactly right.
I love it.
Okay. So before we get into that rigmarole, the first thing is our hashtag, of course,
holy jumping tuna fish.
If you hear something today that rocks your world or makes you think a little differently, or maybe just changes the thought process for a moment, throw in that hashtag holy jumping tuna fish, because we like to know what's affecting you, what's bringing you joy, what's making the gears go.
The gears go.
That's right. My gears are rolling.
They are. She came in very escalated. So if we're talking about horses, woo, the adrenaline was pouring in.
My head was high, people. My ears were a little on the thin side. So the other piece we like to talk about is share this out, because there are many people in this world who maybe don't even know that this exists. Because we didn't know. So people don't even know. Share this out. We want to spread the word of equine assisted learning and help bring people together with horses across the globe, people. That's what we need. And we want,
she says,
because we have this other hashtag that we are life changers. And that's not just us. That's every single one of you. That's all of our horses, all of our animals, all of the beings in this world that have the opportunity to change a life for the better every single day that we live and breathe. I've said this before. Can you tell? So definitely throw in that we are life changers as well. Oh, Sherry, we already got a holy jumping tuna fish.
We just love our Sherry Lee Coke. Oh my gosh, Pepsi.
Okay, you guys don't know that game, maybe. And then, of course, if you're catching this on replay, throw in replay. Let us know who you are, where you come from, because we like to say hello to you. And if you guys are on right now, please let us know who you are and where you come from, where you hail from. I don't know.
What neck of the woods do you live?
Sure. Okay. We like to say hello, and we like to know we're talking to other people.
And please let us know. Like, I don't want to beg, but I would, because it seriously makes doing lives way more engaging when we literally see the people.
Yes.
When we see where you're from, when we see that you have a question or anything, it makes us more alive. We're so excited to share and share and share. And share.
And if you don't know who we are, my name is Carolyn Charles. I'm the Director of Sales and Marketing, as well as an instructor and facilitator for the Equine Connection, the Academy of Equine Assisted Learning, Inc.
Hi, everyone. My name is Carrie Fulmick, the founder of the Equine Connection. And, it was kind of interesting because today I had to prepare, I guess, kind of my story, like how it all began. And I do have to tell you, since I was a wee little child, I have always dreamt of working with horses, but not in a way that other humans thought of working with horses. But I personally didn't know what it looked like. I just knew that I didn't want to work with horses in the way that I was seeing other people work with horses until equine assisted learning came into my life. But, it started with a little 25-cent book that my mom, who is a single mom, poor as the mice at the church house. Is that a saying?
Yes.
Anyway, we were so poor, and the amount of times we had to move, my mom promised me one day that I would have a horse. So she bought me this little 25-cent garage sale book so that I could start with a dream. And what a beautiful mom to plant that seed. But I do have to tell you, it took me until I was 38 to literally start the dream really happening, like making it a reality. So it doesn't matter where you're at in your life. If this has been a dream of yours, a passion, your destiny, a calling, happiness, your purpose on earth, this is it. There is nothing in the 15 years that I've personally been running this that I haven't had a day when I'm working with the horses and humans where I say, oh, I still don't like this job.
Boo.
Like there is never a time like your bucket, as Carolyn was saying, is filled to the max. Like I really can't believe for the very short time on earth that all of us get to live on, we get to do something with horses and humans literally all the time. And yet make a beautiful living being able to do that. I don't know. It's not like we want to be millionaires. And I know some people do, but that's not where it's at anymore in life. I mean, we've got such a short little life. We want to be filled knowing our purpose on earth is a calling, what we're destined to do, and to be able to have our horses and then to run a business and have those write-offs and be able to do just that because of the pony poems. Oh, it's just outrageous. And
we are rich in our souls.
We are so rich in souls. We are rich, rich, rich. And we're not millionaires, but rich for everything else.
I love this. Kathy and Sarah, Fort Collins, Colorado.
Woo!
And I love that you're watching it together.
Aw.
It's like we're a TV show.
Yeah. Get the
Related
popcorn.
with Hearts and Horses Equine Center and Laughing Buck Farm Therapy. Very cool.
Oh, I love that. Laughing Buck Farm.
Yep,
That is fun. See, that already makes my soul feel happy because the one thing that I always tell Carolyn, because she's the funny one in this relationship, we're not together, just so everybody knows. We have our own man, but we are really a relationship because we see each other all the freaking time. But she's the humorous one. And I always tell her if I could laugh from my toes every day because she is so funny, that floats my boat, because I think laughing is one of the greatest therapies and horses on this living earth. What? Now what?
My mouth is super dry.
Oh.
And every time I try to put my lips down, they get caught. Can you pass me the Vaseline, please? I'm starting to feel like a chipmunk or something like that.
Oh,
It keeps making me giggle because I keep. Okay.
So this is all
from
real.
Victoria.
We didn't practice this before we did the live. So we do know it's all totally authentic.
Yeah, baby.
As it's coming together. But anywho, though, it is really cool. I didn't even know that this thing existed in life. And this was in 2008. And you know, it's amazing when you start writing down those dreams and those goals of what it is you're looking for in your very short life on earth. It's amazing how it does come to fruition when you continually keep putting that action towards what it is you're wanting. And then when it comes in, it's like, boom, no fence sitting anymore, because it is time for you to just make it happen because you are the purpose to your community.
I have to say, in the last few years, since the world did have its
closure.
Yeah. Since that happened, it's been harder for people to take a leap.
Yeah.
Because the one thing that it taught us was that the world can change. All of our lives can change in the blink of an eye. But the part that's kind of scary about that is a lot of us are getting stuck in it.
Yeah.
And you can't get stuck in the fear of what if.
Because it doesn't exist.
It doesn't.
The what ifs create anxiety. Because the if doesn't exist, but then we throw it all into our brain because we use our brain too much as humans. I mean, God bless us that we got a great brain, but at the same time, there's so much heaviness because we forget to use our intuitive piece, just like the horse naturally just has. They're the feeling of all beings, and we're the thinkers, it seems, of all beings, but it gets very heavy.
It does.
Heavy up here, and then it creates that anxiety piece, and then it takes it down to our body, and then it's like, paralyzed.
Yeah.
Can't do anything. Statue.
And then you're stuck. And being stuck, let me tell you, people, is not a nice feeling. It is not a good place to be when you feel like you don't have the freedom or the means or
control.
The control. Yeah. And you don't get control of your life. There's all sorts of things that are going to come in and rock your boat, right? But you do have control over where you want to go with your life and how you're going to get there. So it's the action piece of that. And that's having hope. Hope. It's having hope for what your dreams are and not giving up hope. When you give up hope, there's
But it's
It's
true.
sad.
Hope is huge for every single one of us humans on this earth. If we didn't
Yes.
have hope, how would we hope for something more, something deeper, something that compels us to enjoy happiness in life?
You'd never have a dream.
You wouldn't, like, that would just be sadness pie.
It is. And I mean, you look at depression, or you look at people who don't go forward and achieve it. It's because they don't have the hope. It's because they don't have that peace to move forward. But, as Yoda says, do or do not. There is no try, right? You cannot.
I love that Yoda guy.
Right? I wish you'd watch the freaking movie.
I love him.
I'm going to make you watch it one day because you will love him.
I don't, it's a
He's
long
very.
show.
It's not any longer than any other movie.
Oh, no?
There's just 3 of them that you have to watch.
Oh, see, that's a lot.
But you'd like it after anyway. Tell her she'd like it, everybody. She
Okay.
needs to watch the Star Warses.
The Star Warses.
Yes. But any hoodle, he is very wise in that. Do and do not. There is no try. And we say to our, I got some flu in my eyeball, but we do say to our clients all the time, that piece of crap that's in my eye. No, I'm going somewhere with this.
Are you? Because I was going to talk
whether
on the
you
try.
think you can or you think you can't. You're right either way. And that's 100% true. If you think you can't do something, the intention that goes to that, your lack of hope, is what's going to stop you from moving forward.
Exactamundos. Now, before the little Yoda guy, this was one thing that I know, and I forget where I read it. So this isn't from my Carrie brain, because trust me, those profound moments just don't happen anymore with this thing. But, try. So Carolyn, can you try to take this fly swatter?
I can try, I guess.
But it wasn't a try. So what I always like people understanding, when you say you're going to try something, it is the do piece, because you just did it. You didn't try to take it. It's like, just try to do your best. So just do your best. There really isn't that Yoda guy. I'm telling you, he's profound. There is no try. There is only do. Because you did
kill that fly right there. Yeah, so many. They eat our brains.
And I do have to say, I'm not a killer, but I want to kill every fly and wasp, because they just.
Well, these are the ones that
and
they
horse
fly
for the
into
horses.
you on purpose.
No, and they want to nibble at your nose.
Yeah, they're gross.
Yeah.
Anywho,
we digress.
For them to leave shortly.
So what the heck? The one cool thing with, if you have been searching and looking for something in your world, because let's say you already have your horses, you have your ponies, you have your donkeys, anyone in this equine family, it's a beautiful way to not have humans get on the back of horses, but this is actually working side by side with the horses, understanding the horses' culture and their language, because we find a lot of times humans put human emotion onto horses, but that's not true. That's one huge big falseness that shouldn't even be used out in the horse industry, because a horse can only think, act, and respond like a horse. Their brain is not designed like our brain. And Dr. Stephen Peters, I tell you, for any of you horsey people out there, you want to watch him. He's a neurologist, and he's dissected, done everything with this horse brain. We love factual scientific pieces that are proven as to how that horse literally works.
The why.
Horses feel. We as humans, what we do is we have an intuitive piece, our gut hits us there. Then we take it to our brain. And sometimes what we do is we talk ourselves out of what our gut feeling is.
Or into something, even though our gut says, no, don't do it.
And it's not safe, but we convince ourselves that it's only once, or it won't happen again, or whatever the case may be. Now, a horse, they feel, because the number one thing that they need to feel is safe. The number one thing on this earth that a horse needs to feel is safe. They feel. And if they feel unsafe by us humans, which is, I think, regularly, because we're confused, is they react from that feeling. And that's through thought and feel. So going back to even intention, we really have to work on ourselves regularly with how we're thinking and how we're feeling. We forgot to do TikTok again.
Suck at TikTok.
Okay, I'm
Sorry.
glad we brought that up.
Yeah, sorry, Kelsey, just to bring up something nice. You are both so funny and fantastic to watch. Sending love from Ontario.
Yay,
Thank you.
Ontario.
You're sending love right back.
Darn tootin' galootin'. I love Ontario. It's beautiful topography there.
She just likes to say topography.
I love that word. It's a lovely word,
It
isn't
is.
it?
Like
It's-
onomatopoeia.
Yeah, and vociferous.
Vibrisa. That's
Oh,
a
I
good
love
word.
Vibrisa.
Vibrisa.
Okay. Anywho, again, we digress.
Yes. If anybody knows what Vibrisa is, though, throw it in the comments.
Yes.
That's a good little
Let's do the
trivia
testy test.
question there.
Exactly. So I remember when we had started, well, I had started before, obviously, Carolyn. My whole thing in life is, what is my purpose? And don't get me wrong, we all have purpose. And I knew I've had purpose since the moment I arrived on earth, just like all of you. But it was like, what's my last breath on earth going to be? So I was really looking for that career with horses that's going to bring, that substance to whatever it is that I choose, something that's going to have longevity to it, that will make logical sense to any of the clients that we're working with. So for example, we've worked with the Siksika Youth Medicine Lodge. We worked with them for 9 years. Now we work with the Calgary Dream Center and Simon House in Calgary, Alberta. And this is helping their clients as they're in with their addictions in their recovery process. So building skills. So we're a part of their recovery piece.
Their hope.
Pound a little sister. Right. That's a gooder. And go get a drink of water for heaven's sakes. Right. We always say,
tube, everybody.
solve the problem when you can. So how do we solve that? In Alberta, it's always dry. So we should always have liquid right beside us. I'm telling you. But anywho, this is the piece that rolls so beautifully. It has that longevity to anything that you're going to be doing in your future with your business, because you're wanting to set up a business that actually complements other organizations. So I love this business for the fact that you don't have to keep looking for customers or clients, because once you get set up and you understand how to run these amazing programs that come with your course, they all are objectively driven, which means there's a beginning, a middle, and an end. Then we do a parallel component. And the lady who actually designed all of the curriculum program, well, she's got a crazy brain, let me tell you.
Crazy good.
Crazy good.
Yeah.
Created them all with predictable outcomes. So as long as you're keeping, and that's what you get trained in, your form of delivery, that appropriate application, you will always have a result for your clients. So in our 15 years that we have been doing these programs and helping organizations, schools, clients, team building, corporate, we do women's workshops. Every single human who's walked through these doors, whether it be an outdoor facility or an indoor facility, has always had a change because of these stunning, objectively driven programs. And of course, our job is we wait for how the horse is talking.
Genuinely talking, not our humanism. We think they think this. Genuinely how the horse is talking.
Exactamundos. And then when they talk, that is when we do our step in. But we don't tell the humans the answers to things because we've already been training, I guess you would say, helping them, giving them the knowledge, the education on what a horse is all about. When we do our step in to find out why that horse is doing something, it's the humans that figure out, oh, I need to look where I'm going, or I need to put my we call them girls, or the chesticles out, stand tall, because horses can read the body language. So they are empowered to find their own answers. And that's why this job is remarkable. Amazing. We really cry almost every time in good, happy tears, because we're like, how do people come away with what they come away with just by being 40 minutes in an arena with a horse? It's phenomenal. Yeah, it is.
Kathy, yes, we are in Alberta. We're just outside of Calgary, Alberta. So for certification wise, we have a few different locations that you can certify in. You can do the first part virtually, and then did you get them? No. But we've got in Ontario, in Woodstock, we have a campus to do the hands-on portion. In Calgary, Alberta, we do. Sydney, Australia. I think they go to Queensland once a year too. And then
USA,
Massachusetts, as well as Arizona. That's for this year. Yeah.
And we're thinking of coming to a few more locations in the USA because we can travel and do those things
Yeah,
now.
because we can and we want to.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So that is a little rundown on where we are.
The best part in how we've created our certification, which again did come from the world closing down, is we've created it so you can get all the theory component done before your in-person training.
Mm-hmm.
Because we discovered over all these years, the certification changes. It gets stronger, it gets better, because the one thing with our certification is the welfare of the horse comes first in everything. And it's not just welfare of what the horse is eating or just looking after their feet. It is the whole well-being of how these horses need to be treated and not used. We only partner with horses, and we literally allow them to be the horse that they are without, again, putting that human piece on them.
Kathy says, come to Colorado. We'll host you. I love Colorado.
Oh,
that would be one of my favorite places.
Let's talk, Kathy.
Yeah, let's talk.
Because
it's only a 3-hour flight.
Is it warm there in November?
It's our sister, like Denver's. Our
it's like
city.
Denver. Yeah,
so it's pretty much
Denver.
Exactly.
That's true. Okay, well,
here.
We've got winter coats.
Yeah, we sure do.
We're really used to Alberta, so it's just no biggie, no biggie at all.
But that's
what was I saying with that? You see how the brain just doesn't work as much?
So
what we have done, because the certification continually keeps changing in our knowledge and our education, we have created the theory so at least you can be comfortable in your own home how the theory works.
Yeah.
Because you need to establish that, and we promise you, you are so beautifully overwhelmed. It will shock you. It will shock you how much information we are giving to you to prepare you to come for that in-person training. Or of course, if we go to Kathy's, you can come to Kathy's for that in-person training, right? So it's that idea that we need to get this solid in us so that we come to any of the in-person training pieces, which is only 3 days, which is kind of nice because it saves you on accommodations and food and vehicles and all of that stuff. Then now you can put it together way better than you doing theory and in person all together. Whew, that's a lot.
We used to do this in 5 days. With the amount of information that we've added, especially since the world closed,
you can't.
There's no way.
Unless we want to cheese out.
Yeah,
but we don't cheese
But
out.
even use the word overwhelmed. A lot of times people think of that as a negative thing. Oh, I'm so overwhelmed. Well, wait, you want to be underwhelmed?
Ooh,
right?
Yeah.
Would you want to take a course and be like, how underwhelming? Or I'm mildly whelmed. You don't want to do. You want to be overwhelmed with all the knowledge and everything else that's there. Are you going to be the expert the day after you graduate? No, because you got to practice it like everything else. You can't just absorb the knowledge and know exactly how everything's going to roll. Will you mess up? 100%. Will you teach when you should facilitate? Abso-freaking-lutely. But then that's where the support comes in too, because you got your family with us and all the facilitators around the globe to help you keep moving. And that's where you will use all of that overwhelming, in a good way, information.
It is so true. And that is the best. Well, there's just so many pluses, but we actually stay with you through the life of your career. So your certification, you can divorce us. I don't know why you'd want to divorce us, but you can divorce us, but we never divorce you. So we actually are fully committed to any of our certified facilitators. We have facilitators, since we started instructing from 13 years ago that are still with us, because this is a family, it's a herd, it's a team where the more we all work together, the more we share, the more we grow in our knowledge and understanding how to run our programs and getting to those organizations, getting to our target markets, the more we all succeed, because we know on this earth, every human is needing connection. And I tell you, there's no greater connection, as you are all aware, than through the power of the horse. Just being in their presence makes humans feel a connection that they have lost. Like we hear this so many times, how humans didn't even feel that they were worthy on this earth, or that they have nothing to give until the horse told them so.
Well, we even had a fellow the other day who told us, I mentioned this in the podcast with Doug yesterday too. He told us that he has horrible anxiety. And in the last did he say 30 or 40 years or something like that? He had never been able to stop and focus and feel free.
Not 1 hour.
Yeah.
One day.
The first time he had ever even realized that that's a possibility. It gave him hope. Oh, ew.
Sorry.
Okay. But he's dead. No hope for him.
No hope for the flies in this facility.
Nope.
That's
was
another
dark.
good one. Give me
Yeah.
a pound. I like that one.
So, but it really was that the idea of him being able to actually know he's capable of even getting there gave him that beautiful hope to be able to move forward and keep working towards it. So it really is like hope is huge in this world. It's huge for our dreams. It's huge for us as facilitators. It's huge for every client that comes into our arena. Hope is massive. It's when we lose that we start to kind of lose everything else because hope isn't available anymore. Sherry, it was absolutely mind-blowing. Everything you received, the support is second to none. That's right.
Darn
Sherry.
tootin' galootin'. Thank you, honey.
Have to bring us corn.
No,
But
no.
Sherry does.
Sherry Lee is from Tabor, Alberta. Now, for any of you in Canada, Tabor corn is the best corn like ever. And she brought us a bag for an army.
Yeah.
Let me tell you.
And
We
we
were eating
finished
corn,
it,
like
just so you
coming
know.
out of our yin yang.
Yeah.
But thinking of our fella who had said that, like, if you think of living, what it would be like to live in this anxious peace, like every second you live and breathe, that would be about overwhelming. So I don't know what you call that one. Just overwhelming? Because you said underwhelming.
Sad-whelmed.
Sad-whelmed. Okay.
I don't know. There's a word for it, I'm sure.
So one thing we always do when we're introducing how the programs and the horses and safety, how horses speak, well, like we go through all of that in the orientation for their first program. One thing I always say, because I know I can do this, guaranteed, hands down, is I promise every human that's in the room, you're going to get the greatest gift today from these horses. And what this gift is you're not going to think of supper. You're not going to think of your family. You're not going to think of your job, your life, your recovery. You're not going to think of anything. This is the gift that's coming to you from the horses. Why? And Carolyn made this because she's so amazing. You come in with the horses. You see this one? Oop, no, it's the other side. This is so weird.
I'll point this
there.
way.
Thank you.
So this one, your
human
head is
come
full.
in. Head is totally filled with life. Then you get in front of this amazing creature, the horse. And because you have to be present with a horse, that he takes that away from you because you have to be mindful for safety alone with these horses. And then this is what you feel like. Oop, there we go. Isn't that just a beautiful?
Free in the moment.
Yeah, exactly. And I love that Carolyn made this too, because this represents how we do equine assisted learning. It's not in, in barns where they have to stay in place. Like our horses get to move around. Don't get me wrong. They do have a halter, but this one doesn't because it's still just a show.
Yes.
But it's pretty cool. And I have to tell you, every time we have run that first orientation program, everyone comes in and I say, so question, did anyone think of anything? They're like, no, it was the most amazing thing. I've never had this before in my life. Like people are blown away.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go again.
No, I'm good.
Oh,
Kathy said my daughter started talking on a horse 29 years ago. Amazing.
Oh, I love that.
We have had that a few times where we were told that the kids who are coming in are nonverbal and that sort of thing. And then all of a sudden they're hanging with the horse and they're talking to us. And we're like,
okay.
Don't look very nonverbal to me, but
I know, no pressure.
Horse. Yeah,
exactly. The horse is a magnificent healing, I think, on earth that we all need. We really do. Anyway, we have done good with spreading the hope.
Yep.
But if any of you have any questions or anything that you want to yip about,
stories too,
throw it in.
Love that. Hearing about your daughter.
Yes.
Brings my heart great joy.
I know.
It whelms it. It overwhelms it.
It overwhelms it
in
with
the best of all
love and
ways.
Joy.
Yes.
Love, joy, spreading hope.
Circle the wagons.
So this little hope head that we have, oh my goodness, every
So
time we
popular.
go to a trade show, the kids freaking love this. Now, think about this. Like it really is a great marketing tool, which we never thought of using it that way before.
Oh, and we weren't even doing trade shows when I bought this.
No,
I was just there and I was like, I have to have that. I must own it.
She got it.
Yeah.
But we're going to get the logo put on the back of his head because you see kids run around all the time. Can we borrow that head? And we're like, sure. just as long as you bring it back, and they do.
They do.
We have some very respectful kids out there, which is very exciting to see.
We play a trivia game sometimes. And this last one, we didn't actually play the trivia game because there were so many kids. And these kids were like, because it wasn't like a normal trade show, it was kind of like dirt floors. So
redneck.
They were very like, this is an area we can run, we can play. They were all over the place. So I had the buttons out before it even started. I'm like, okay, that's just not going to be for this week.
Tuck it away.
Yeah, put
Tuck it
those
away.
away. But it's funny how this head does bring people over. It incites them to want to learn more. There's something about a horse that engages people right off the bat. And even if it's this.
Yep. People are in.
They take pictures. They do all sorts of things.
I totally agree. There we go. Be better?
I feel better. Yeah.
So if you do want some more information, Carolyn and I love to chat with you. We can do a Zoom. You can go to our website.
There's tons of info.
Where there is tons of info, but we've got it so that you can go right to your countries as well. So you can go to the homepage, figure out what the heck is this equine assisted learning where you don't ride the horses. And then you can go to your country and you can see the beautiful ways that this is like, it's not just a course. Like it's seriously, it's a career, whether it be part-time, casual, full-time, when you retire. This is something that will fill your ever living being soul. It's life changing. That's the one thing we always promise to our clients, because every time we run our programs, people are like, oh my gosh, I cannot wait to go home and tell my horse I'm sorry. I think that's the biggest thing that they discover, because it really is for you just as much as it is for the clients that you're also going to be helping. But it is amazing what you're going to learn about the horse.
This is a good question too. How does it differ from PATH? One of the biggest things that we always bring in about our differences from any course really, and we haven't taken all the courses, so I can't say specifics necessarily, but one of the biggest pieces is that welfare for the horse. We have had lots of people who have taken PATH or EGALA or other certifications, and they end up coming to ours after, but they learn still so much more about what the horse is actually saying versus putting, again, that humanism on them. Another piece of ours that's different from a lot is you do not need a clinical professional to run this. We are not therapy. You are running this as a life skills development program. So when we're talking with addicts or addicts in recovery, this is how they are reintegrating back into the world, because that's kind of a gap that's missing in a lot of cases that way. When we're working with women at risk, it's the same kind of thing. How are they going to live their lives with this armor of skills that they're going to develop while working with us? Corporate team building. Again, we are bringing in skills. So we are not the therapy side of things. So that's a big difference as well. And the
therapy,
formula.
And then go to the formula. But you know, the therapy, we always say that the therapeutic pieces always exist because of the horse. Like no matter what, we have research all over the place on how that horse is therapeutic, but we don't have to go to the therapy piece because the humans literally do their own therapy with the horses. They're here.
It's not about going back.
We don't have to.
It's about how do you adjust yourself to move forward in the way that's beneficial to you. So it's very, very powerful in that piece too. And I agree with you, Kathy. A lot of the time, the horse is used as a tool versus as a teacher. And they have so much to offer and so much to teach. It's such a shame. And you'll see in a lot of our lives, we talk about all this stuff with horses because it's not about a competition thing for us. It's about bringing the welfare of the horse to all equine assisted learning programs. And we have seen there's been a few copycats along the way. But the nice thing about that is maybe they are thinking of the horse in a different way. So we are making a difference. So that's a good thing.
That is very true. And, you know, we just had Chris Irwin here with us for our conference. And, you know, the one greatest compliment to us was he said it was so great to work with our horses because they're not shut down.
Yeah.
Horses will shut down. Why? They're being used. They're not even being listened to. They want to talk. They want to tell us humans all kinds of things, but we keep stopping them from doing what it is that they naturally know how to do. So that, I have to say, was huge for us when the big renowned horse person says, your horses are great. They are not shut down.
And people mistake that. Okay, this is a little different, but people mistake that for bomb proof. First of all, there's no such thing as a bomb-proof horse.
No.
It just doesn't exist. It's a shut-down horse that is not bomb-proof, but rather a bomb waiting to go off. That's really, a horse can only, it's still all in there. They still have the capability of being a horse. You just never know when it will come out or what it could be. So it's actually quite dangerous in a lot of cases to have shut down horses that way. So we want our horses to be horses and react as the way that they should. The formula is the other huge difference. I am a skeptic by nature, and like a good one.
Great one.
I'm a good skeptic.
Yeah.
And I like my research, and I like to know that something that I could never sell something that I thought was BS. I just couldn't blow sunshine that way. I couldn't do it. This one, the research is there, the formula is there. The why it works, the how it works, how you're going to run the programs and the programs themselves, and they have been tried, tested, researched, true. That piece to me is absolutely massive, that when I'm going to talk to a corporation about a team building, I can say what they're going to walk away with. I can say, what are you having issues with? I say, we really aren't connected as a team. We really, we've been on Zoom for 3 years. We need to figure out how people talk, knowing that the other one has to wear pants and that kind of thing, because now we're in real life again, body language, communication, and I can tailor a course for them knowing they are going to get those outcomes. I can guarantee those outcomes because of the way that the course is built. So the fundamental principles and the form of delivery to me are magic for how it works.
They're the results. And that's why I love Tamara for designing them, because our brains didn't design the programs. We do the certification course 100% and have done so for beyond years, because again, we keep moving with the more information that we learn on how horses' culture and language works, so that we're actually interpreting it the right way, not putting the human piece on. I have to say, we've had a few people who, well, over the course of the years, they've done other certifications, and then they come to us later and say, it was good, but I still don't know what it is that I'm supposed to do.
Or what to do now.
Yeah. How do I take this and actually make it into a business? Or the latest one, I loved Erin Jorgensen. I cannot wait to meet you, Erin, because she's so excited and so beautiful with what she recognized. She paid for a certification. She started taking it. She was 3 weeks in, and I guess she watched us on a live, and she wrote to us. She goes, I learned more information in 40 minutes than I have over the course of 3 weeks. And she signed up immediately. And now we're going to meet her in person in just a few weeks.
Yeah, which is very exciting too.
Very, very cool.
Kathy, you are our kind of gal. Or maybe it's Kathy and Sarah still. But I have chills, ladies. Yes, agreed. I do muscle work on them and greet them. No one greets and introduces themselves to the horse. That part, that's just using them. It's just going to try to make something. It's just using them at that point.
Yeah.
You need to have that connection with them. You need to
build the relationship.
Which is the course that we ran yesterday.
Yeah.
Which is the skill development that was with that piece. It is so essential, because you think about people as a whole now. Do we still know how to build a relationship? Does Facebook count? Like, I make a joke all the time. You're not real friends unless you're friends on Facebook, because that's how it seems to be in the world. But at the end of the day, it's not actual connection that human beings need. And people are forgetting how to do that. And with a horse, the horse will show you, because they don't want to be a part of something.
No.
As long as they're not shut down, they don't want to be a part of something that way. They want to be somewhere that makes them feel safe. And if you're not connected or even thinking about them, they're not feeling safe.
Well, really observe. And if you think about this is what a herd is doing on a regular basis. The observation, that self-awareness for what's safe around you is always in the forefront of what a horse is. But if we as humans start taking a look around, you will see at beautiful restaurants where you have food and you have drink and you have humans, people are doing this.
Yeah.
I can't even comprehend it. The airport, everybody is down. There's no, hey, how's it going today? Don't get me wrong, that's not everybody, but really observe what's happening in our world.
Yes.
It is somewhat scary in lack of connection. And I know young people think that's a connection. That's no connection. This is
Touch
a connection.
Is big. Back in my day.
In your young little day?
In my young little day. I was a waitress for many years, and I kind of did my own research on this, because somebody had told me once, if you touch somebody, not creepy, weird, don't get excited, but if you touch somebody, it's a different type of connection and your tips will go up. So I tested it, and I would just say, thank you so much for that. Like, again, nothing creepy or weird. And my tips went up a lot. because it was a connection piece. When you take the time to connect or to talk to somebody a different way, or just to spend an extra moment and actually communicate or care about the person that's sitting there, it means something to people. And we're losing that piece a whole lot these days. And I know I've said it before, but I saw a birthday party, okay? Kids' birthday party. And they had them set up in twos and iPads set up around the table.
That's so sad.
A birthday party is where you act like a bunch of whack jobs. You eat some sugar and you run around like crazy cakes. That's being a kid.
And you fall down, you skin your knee. This guy's got my toy and this one's got mine. Those were the fun old days.
Those are skill building programs right there, because you have to learn to get along with others, right? Sitting in front of a tube, that's not a tube anymore, a screen, is not connection.
It's not life.
Yes, we need to get back to life.
Yeah.
I know, right? Kathy says, for anybody else, Kathy says, what?
Yeah, no, seriously.
Yeah.
True stuff.
That one really hurt me. I have to say, it sticks with me.
Anyways, this was super fun. I love that spreading hope is globally going around the world, because we need to bring that to more humans' lives, that connection, that hope that they are cared for, the hope that they have a unique gift on this earth and that they're worthy. Humans are worthy. Everyone is, but they got to get in with those horses. There is just not enough of us in this world to be able to help our communities. And it's so nice when we can offer this up to a different way of learning, but you'll always retain all of your learning. Why? It's tactile, it's kinesthetic. It's you're learning it in the moment. It will always stay with you because you did it that way.
I love Kathy. Sarah and I want to have coffee with you.
Yes.
Maybe we should set up a big Zoom coffee one day and anybody can join. I like that. Yeah, that'd be fun actually. And I like coffee.
Oh, I mean, if we're talking an addict, coffee addict.
I admit it.
Yeah. She can drink more coffee than I can even. I love coffee too, but she needs it from morning until the nighttime.
Like I actually get a headache if I like this. Yeah. It's a problem.
Yeah. So no, we can do that.
Oh, we rock.
So have an amazing day, everyone. And remember, you have purpose. You have the right to call in for your destiny, for your fulfillment of what it is you're wanting to do. And, bottom line, what is purpose on earth? It's actually helping another human.
Yes.
And how beautiful when you can do it with your own equine family to help human beings to move forward.
Yes, absolutely. Right? Kathy says wine too. And hopes to chat about my future very soon from Rosalind. Maybe we should do this coffee thing. And we would hope that we're not going to be sitting there drinking coffee by ourselves, because that would be a very humbling moment for us. But maybe we should throw something out like that. That could be fun.
Darn tune. You are more than welcome, everyone. Spread the hope. I was going to say spread the joy, but spread the hope.
Next week, tune into, we have a beautiful
Janet from
Janet from Masterson's Method.
This is super cool, and she's going to show you how you can do this with your own equine, your own family of again, I always say equine family because it's the pony pones, it's the donkeys. This Masterson method, we've seen it with our own eyes on several of our horses. It's truly beautiful, and the horses wholly jump into
fishes.
They react so beautiful with this. So don't miss out. She's a professional. She knows exactly what she's doing, and she's going to be giving you free stuff coming your way so that you can do it at home as well.
So we will see you guys next week. I believe it's Wednesday at noon again.
Yes.
So we will see you guys there. We'll be putting the post up shortly, so you can make sure you check off that you're interested and you're coming, so you get the reminder and you don't forget us.
Exactly.
Okay.
Have a great one, everyone.
Bye, everybody. Thanks so much.